The night a $10 billion empire vanished overnight. He was there, and then he was not. March 14th, 2025 began like any other Friday at the gleaming glass tower in Manhattan. Coffee brewed in high-floor kitchens, keycards swiped at security gates, elevators climbed toward the sky, carrying people who believed they worked for one of the city's most solid financial empires. The lights were on. The servers were humming. The digital pulse of a $10 billion enterprise beat steadily. By noon, however, something had shifted. It was not a crash. It was not a bang. It was a slow, creeping silence that started in the digital veins of the company. Emails sent to senior executives began to bounce back, marked with a sterile, automated reply. This user does not have an account. Phones that once connected to the founder's inner circle now rang into a void, eventually clicking over to a generic, unconfigured voicemail system. By sunset, the world was learning a single, stupefying fact. The Vanishing Act did not happen overnight. It was a slow, deliberate construction, built piece by piece, over many months in the quiet corners of the global financial system. The foundation rested on the creation of shell companies, phantom entities with bland, forgettable names, registered to a post office box in Delaware, existing only as a file in a law office in the Cayman Islands, a numbered company in a jurisdiction built on secrecy. No employees, no products, no real offices, simply legal vessels, meant to hold assets and obscure ownership. With his ghost fleet in place, the founder began selling pieces of his empire to them. On paper, each transaction looked legitimate. He was playing a game of chess against himself. No one could see the board. He layered transactions, creating a tangled web of ownership. Nominee directors, names on paper, nothing more. Trusts in privacy-focused countries, a nightmare to trace. The effect was profound. The question that echoed through Wall Street was simple. Why did nobody notice? The answer lies in the camouflage of modern corporate finance. They restructure divisions, spin off assets, create special-purpose vehicles, designed to optimize taxes and streamline operations. Each sale looked like standard corporate housekeeping. He hired top-tier firms in multiple countries, each handling a small, isolated piece. None of them had the complete picture. Compartmentalization became a shield of deniability. The speed and scale of global finance provided cover. The final layer was reputation, a visionary. When he spoke of restructuring, people listened. They assumed he would unlock shareholder value. No one suspected he planned to unlock value for himself and walk away. You know, it was the perfect moral blind spot. Following the money was like trying to read a map drawn in invisible ink. The paper trail was meticulously detailed and maddeningly obscure. It started in New York with asset sale agreements, dense jargon, simple purpose, transfer ownership, to newly created private entities. The trail jumped offshore. Respectable centers, Luxembourg, Dublin, ownership layered into the British Virgin Islands. Professional nominees, based in Cyprus. Signatures, bank wires, filings across half a dozen countries. Some addresses were only mail drops, a hall of mirrors. Each document led to another. His name vanished behind chains of trusts and holding companies. In the end, the trail formed a circle, back to a single master trust with one beneficiary, the founder himself. How did the founder maintain absolute control while selling it off? The magic was in the fine print. Public papers showed a sale. Private agreements told another story. For every sale, a confidential management agreement. The manager was a firm he secretly owned. He sold the ownership, kept the power. The shells paid with IOUs. The IOUs were owned by him. Step out of line, and he could seize the assets. He became his own bank, leverage in the shadows. Escrows with conditions only he could trigger. Financial dams and canals. Cash went exactly where he wanted. His name never appeared. The company sailed on. A ghost ship, fully crewed. The captain was gone. The destination unknown. The $10 billion question was not how, but why. Why would a man at the pinnacle choose to erase his legacy overnight? The paper trail offered no motive. The world was left to speculate. Fear, collapse coming, crackdown looming, a fatal flaw. A quiet demolition to save the treasure, or a longing for privacy and escape. Cash out without spectacle. Maybe it was performance art. A final, cynical statement about wealth and power. The game was rigged. The prize was to walk away with all the chips. The motive may have been nothing more than the quiet, satisfying whisper. Because I can, you know. The last credible trace does not lead to a hub, but to a quiet strip of sand. The beachfront house is owned by a private trust, managed by a firm a world away. The manager rarely travels, and won't answer questions. His final fortress is paper, distance, silence, a ghost in his own story. If he is there, he may watch the news with detached amusement. Frantic reports, confused analysts, stone-faced regulators, all from signatures and wires, or perhaps a quiet melancholy for the empire he dismantled. Now comes the slow grind, clawbacks, jurisdictions, fees, time on his side. The story leaves a quiet, strange emptiness. And one final question. If a man sells his entire world to himself, who is left to pay the price?